Welcome everybody, Andre with Eagle Express. If you're new to this channel, I explain and show firsthand what expediting is all about. If you are already doing expediting, this video might not be that great for you. Unless you're looking to expand and thinking of hiring drivers, then maybe this will help you out too and put you on the right path. And if you guys want if you guys have specific questions and want specific answers from me, instead of emailing, which emails do get lost, they go to spam. Sometimes they get deleted by dispatch and people maybe have, something they want to ask, but the email just does not make it to me. I would suggest you guys actually use an app called Connect. I will leave the link in the description down below. That goes straight to my phone, and I can do a text response. I can do a voice response to you guys. It is paid, but it ain't a big deal. It's not a lot of pay for the kind of answers or the kind of direct answers that I can give you for your questions, because the information could be extremely valuable that you could receive depending on your question. So today's topic on address to you guys is, can you make expediting work if you are planning to be doing it only part-time? Part-time meaning only like a couple days a week. And can you make money if you hire a driver, put him in your van, pay him either percentage or per mile rate? Can you make money doing that and just sit at home and do nothing? Can you do that? Or maybe, once he's on the road for a month and then he comes back and then you get back on the road, can you make money doing that? So first one is, can you do it part-time? It all comes down to what your expense is and what your cost per mile is and what your operating cost is. In my opinion, no. In today's market, with today's average pay of 80 cents a mile, you cannot do this part-time. I mean, part-time, say 3 days a week you want to do this. Sometimes it takes a driver a whole day to get out of the house. Sometimes there's no load for today and we get one for tomorrow for them because we couldn't get anything today. So you lost a day yesterday, and then tomorrow you pick up a load, say in the afternoon or in the morning, and it has to deliver next day, and then all of a sudden you got to turn around and go home empty because you got your whatever other work or whatever other ventures you are doing. In the end, after your insurance cost, which is usually an average anywhere right now from $1,000 to $1,500 a month. Some pay less, some pay more. It all depends on your age, your van, your state you live in, your credit history, very, very many things. And that's why I say it all depends on your operating cost. If your insurance is $500 a month, you're going to be lucky or blessed, and you could potentially maybe make something. But in the end, like I said, it's just a waste of time for everybody, because dispatch with our company per se, our dispatchers make money via commission. So if they type up emails and bid loads all day long for you, and you just want to stay local and regional, we just wasted our time, because all day long somebody was bidding loads for you, didn't get anything today, maybe got something for tomorrow. So that's a big waste of time. Right now you got to go where the money goes and just be available to go all over 48 states, stay on the road for a couple of weeks at a time, 2-3 weeks, then come back home for 2-3 weeks and do the same thing over again. You don't have to just come back home for 2-3 days and do that. A lot of people get scared because of that. They hear, oh, I got to be gone for almost a month. Well, you could be home for almost a month when you come back, because during that time you are supposed to make good money, or at least money to cover your time off that you're going to get. In my opinion, being local and regional and only part-time, or even you're thinking, I'm going to go OTR, but I'm going to go part-time for 2 days or 3 days and come back and do my other thing I got going on. Guys, you're more than likely 90% of the time are going to come back home empty from 1,000 miles or 1,500 miles or even further away, because right now things are still not as great as some people think they are. Sometimes, like I say, it takes a day to get out of the house. Sometimes you lose a whole day because we bid and we can't win anything, depending on the competition. And if you're only limiting yourself to only local and regional loads, that already cuts all the freight in half or even less. And then the rest are competition, rate, whatever the case is for winning or not winning the load. So hopefully that answers one part of your question. The second part is, can you make money? Is it worthwhile to put a driver in today's economy? Today is almost the end of August 2024, just so you know. If you're watching this video later, things might change. And things do change in this industry weekly, monthly, and so on and so forth. And they always change depending on the day, depending on the competition during that day, and depending what area you're in. Because today, there could be lots of loads from your area. Tomorrow, there could be nothing from that area. In the end, it's the same thing. Your cost of operations. You gotta figure out how much does insurance cost. Divide that by 12, then divide that by 30. So you know exactly how much insurance costs each and every day. Then you got to figure out if you have a van payment or not. Divide out that as well by 30 days. Then you got to consider fuel. What does it cost per mile to drive that van? Then you got to consider your food expense. What does that cost? Some drivers like to hotel around, so you got to consider that as your expense. I don't hotel. I put that money back in my pocket, so I suggest everybody else does the same thing. Put a heater, put a vent, put a nice bed, insulate the van, and you'll be totally fine in your van of spending the night in there and keeping all that hotel money in your pocket, not wasting it. Find out what your operating cost per mile is. Some people's is high, some people's is nothing. I don't have a van payment. My van's paid off. My insurance, thank God for now, is low. So for me, the only expense is fuel and insurance. And my cost per mile is very low. So for me to put a driver in, I guess I could if I really wanted to, in a specific van that doesn't have any payments. But for those guys that are planning to have van payments, have insurance payments, you have to pay for food. And if you want to do percentage, 30% of your gross, you have to cover all the fuel still. And then you give your driver the clean 30% of what the load costs and keep yourself with the rest. You still have to deal with the maintenance on the vehicle, if there will be some, oil changes, breakdowns, towing. I mean, all that can add up if your van is not brand new. Even brand new vans break down right now. So you got to consider all that. In the end, what are you going to be making? If profitability is only 40 cents a mile, you guys got to understand, from that 80 cents, if your cost per mile is 40 cents, then obviously you only end up with 40 cents a mile. But what are you going to pay your driver, and what are you going to have left? All you're going to have left is a headache and maybe making $500 a month. But why would you want to invest in a van, put a driver in there just to make, them money and nothing for yourself? In my opinion, somebody has to be on the road away from their family, so this has to be worth it. The only thing that's worth it is if you are the owner of the vehicle and you are the driver and you are putting that money in your pocket, then it's worthwhile. If the loads were paying $1, $1.20 a mile, consistently to the driver, then yes, it might be worthwhile. But right now, with what the economy is, how the market is, how the competition is, it's not worthwhile. In my opinion, no. But hey, if you are a fleet owner and you do have drivers driving for you, please correct me. Please write down in your comments so everybody else can read. Put some comments down. Let me know. What are you getting per mile? How much are you paying per mile to the driver? If it's a commission pay, how much is that commission? and let's figure it out together, because in my opinion, maybe that's just me, but in my opinion, to be able to start and invest into a van and create this business, and it has to be profitable. I'm not going to invest money into a van, have liability, put a driver on the road just to make some silly $500 or $1,000 in a month in the end after everything, and sometimes maybe even go in a hole if you do break down, or if a driver needs towing, if a vehicle, something happens to it, God forbid. In the end, it has to be decent profit to be able to invest in something like this, because it's still a risk. Every business is a risk, and this business is a risk as well. So how I feel, well, my understanding of being a dispatcher, company owner, and a driver here and there for you guys is, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to be part-time, and it's definitely not worth it to put a driver in your vehicle and you just sitting at home as an owner of the vehicle and collecting money, and you can kick your feet up and do nothing, or keep your old whatever old job or whatever. In the end, after all expenses, after everything this takes, it's not worth it, in my opinion. But hey, like I said, please correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. God bless you guys. Take care. I wish everybody the best of everything. Good paying loads. Stay busy. We'll see each other next time.